All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Tycho Talk. So Chris is back, finally. Today is episode 11. Before we get into it, and I'll get Chris to obviously run you through what we're going to be talking about, let's actually have a chat about, what's coming up with the brand, what we have in store. Do you want to take it away?
Yeah, so obviously as well, apologies for last week's absence, Orthodox Easter and all that. It was a really good time to spend with our families and loved ones, so that was good. But yeah, what's coming up and in store for you guys? Very exciting. We got new hoodie designs coming in, new tee designs coming in, and we got a really exciting and initiative giveaway coming up in the next month or so. So guys, make sure everyone's tuned on all our socials and be ready for that. It's going to be huge. Yeah, so can't wait. Yeah. But yeah, just to kick things off, we are going to discuss about a very popular Netflix series that has come onto the scene over the past couple of months. Baby Reindeer.
Baby Reindeer.
So it's a UK series and based on a true story. Rated R18 plus as well, Nate. So I was a bit skeptical about it when I saw and read the intro, but yeah, from first two couple episodes, I was like, it's not that R18 plus, nothing really going on. All that, it was just about this guy working in a bar. This girl comes in, acts like she's got no money and all that, and then he obviously just shouts her a tea on the house, let's say. And then
a tea on the house.
She kind of falls in love, and the story just starts from there. She stalks him. She rocks up to work every day, and talks to him, and he kind of fantasized about it as well. He enjoyed it. He liked it. He liked all the attention, and then I think episode 3 or 4, it got really full on, like with all the texts, and she got his email. I don't know how, and then she was sending all these emails, probably 300 emails a day, and all that about what she wanted to do with him and all that. And there was one episode that happened that I found really funny. It's like when you're speaking to a girl and your mates see it and all that. So they grabbed his phone, and they knew that this girl was in love with him, and then they replied back saying, "Date and place. I would love to do anal with you." And then she went full apeshit. She loved it. And then after that, she was like,
let's take a step back though. Let's take a step back because we'll get into all that. Now, I haven't actually seen the Netflix series, but in saying that, I've researched it and I watched the hour interview with Piers Morgan, so I have a bit of context, but I do want you to kind of actually break down, and obviously there are going to be spoilers in this for those who haven't watched it, but actually let's break down step by step. Even if we play, do you want to get up the TikTok of where it starts? Does it start from here? So you're going to be educating me on this as well, because I know the general gist of what happens. And obviously I've seen the interview with the real chick who they're claiming to be this Martha.
Yeah, Martha, yeah.
But I haven't actually seen the Netflix series. So
I'll play this one.
Play
it's just Richard Gard explaining how many emails and all that was sent. And I'll play it, then we'll just...
41,071 emails, 350 hours of voicemail, 744 tweets, 46 Facebook messages, 4 fake Facebook accounts, 106 pages of letters, and 1 cup of tea.
I work in a bar, you see, and I gave her this cup of tea on my house.
So it starts off, is that how the scene starts off?
No,
the first scene?
No, it doesn't start off as that. But it's just like a really brief recap of what the actual story was about. It was about this girl being obsessed with this bartender, this guy, Richard Gard, and full fantasized about him, and one thing led to another, and she got his email, she wanted to go on a date with him, a picnic date, and then after that, she got his email. She was sending emails daily, hourly, every minute about what she wanted to do, what a day was like, and then from there voicemails came across, and he got to a point that obviously he went to the cops to follow him. But
how early did he go to the cops?
It was probably episode 4 or 5, halfway through.
What was she doing for him to go to the cops at that point?
At that time, he fell in love with a transsexual woman because he didn't know if it was bi, gay or straight, because he had really bad experiences in the past with his mate at the time as well that actually sexually assaulted him. So at the time, he didn't know if it was straight or gay. So he met this transgender girl, and obviously she was all about obviously falling in love with him and all that, but he wasn't feeling it. So obviously, he told her about, the Martha experience and all that. Then actually Martha met this transgender girl as well in the movie, and she lost it. She grabbed her, started punching her, really assaulting her. Because she's a jealous girl. If you have a girl following you, she's jealous.
So she, in Martha's head, she believes that.
Oh, mate, these
that there's
guys
a
are
thing between them.
destined to get married, destined to have kids and all that. Like, just falling in love with him. And then obviously, that made him go to the cops and all that. But deep down, he literally, he still fantasized about it. Like deep down, it was really, really funny.
Really?
Yeah. Like there was something.
So
there was something about it.
Throughout the entire thing. So, at the beginning, obviously, she comes in.
Yep.
And they form some sort of connection
Yeah,
or basic relationship, whatever. And then it goes really weird because that's normal, right? Like it's normal to kind of be familiar with people, whatever.
Yep.
But then, at what point does it go too far? Where he's like, this is freaking weird.
Or where I reckon when she got his email.
Okay, so she gets his email.
Because she was like, give me your number and we'll go on a date.
Yeah.
A picnic date. And he goes,
Go on a picnic date.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to be British in this.
And then
episode.
he goes, no.
It's based in the UK, so I got to be British.
I'll give you my email. Then from there, like the emails just started flooding in, and he was like, "Well, what's going on?" Like he liked her coming in every day, to the bar, and because he was a bartender, talking to her and all that. Like from literally the start to the end. And then once she got his email, he was like, "Whoa," you know what I mean? But at the same time, he enjoyed it, right? And then he got to a point that he was living at his ex-girlfriend's house with the mum. He was living rent-free, and it literally came to a point that she was literally waiting outside his house at the bus stop for like hours on end, like midnight, like to the morning, just to see when he leaves the house and all that. Like, and every time he walked past her, she'll like scream out something like really weird, and he would just like ignore her. Because it came to a point that she was like so like toxic and so in love that she just wanted to be around him, but he knew that she was a psycho. But then deep down,
he loved the attention.
He missed it, so he kept going back, and then something bad happened. Then he kept going back, and then something bad happened. And he was a comedian as well. He was a comedian. So at the start, what really helped him as well, he did his first stand-up comedy in the UK, and he was really, really bad. Like, bro, no one was laughing, nothing. And then he met Martha, and then one time she came along and surprised him. Every joke that he was making, she was laughing. So the crowd were getting behind it. So he loved it even more.
Oh, that's so good.
What I mean? So it's like something you're bad at, and then she comes along, and she starts laughing at every joke, and then everybody else starts laughing. So that one thing led to another, and like him fantasizing about it even more. And then,
that's crazy.
He gave her like wrong intentions and all that. He said a couple of weird stuff like, I'll pull up your curtains, and that kind of turned her on for some reason. Like I'll pull up your curtains and like tuck you away at night. Like he used to say some really weird stuff as well. Like I feel like both of them, they were both weird people.
I think so too. But I guess the film. Like let's talk about the film and the rating of it. So what was this film rated, and why do you think it was rated? Like, let me check.
On a personal view, but like I would probably rate it like a 5 out of 10.
Oh really? So you didn't like it?
No, I just found very...
Because everyone's talking about it, bro.
I found it very confronting, bro. Like, I just felt very weird. Well, like, I watched all of it because it was only 30-minute episodes. So it was really quick. I literally watched it in 3.5 hours. But, I felt really weird, bro, watching it. But I just wanted to watch the next episode to see, what would happen and, if we'll get even better. But it just...
Like, so you give it a 5 out of 10?
Yeah, 5, 6 out of 10, yeah.
Fair enough. I can't rate it because I haven't seen it. But if we go to Google reviews...
What does it say?
So 8 out of 10.
Okay.
On IMDb, 98% Rotten Tomatoes, and then
9 out of 10 on IGN.
9 out of 10. Pretty high. So it's rated pretty high. Why do you think it is rated so high?
Well, I reckon...
Like, do you think that people... Because as weird as it is, right? Like stalking, sexual assault, all that stuff is pretty serious and it's pretty...
Full on.
It's pretty full on.
Yeah.
But why do you think people like it?
Oh, because it's
like people still like watching crap like that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I feel like the main reason behind it's so like, but the rating I reckon is based on a true story, bro. You know what I mean? I reckon that's huge as well. The fact that, like, I watch documentaries and series on Netflix. If it's based on a true story, it kind of feels like you have some meaning towards it, because like it's like a real life thing that's happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like that as well, in a sense, has a really big impact on the rating. But I don't know, maybe just. Like, it was interesting in a sense, but it was just really weird, man. Like, there was one episode, like, his mate at the time, like, he used to go see him frequently, and at the time, like, they actually do drugs and all that, and he got really high at one time, and his mate actually sexually assaulted him. So, like, did everything, like, under the sun. And, like, he obviously had no control over it and all that, but even that itself, that kind of made him, not turn gay, but it kind of made him have different thoughts about, his sexuality, what he liked, what he didn't like. So that kind of stuffed him up in a lot as well. But then when this Martha girl came along, he kind of found a new attachment, because he wasn't really used to any girls coming up to him, or the intention. I know she
Well,
was.
I guess that's the thing. I mean, when you're struggling with insecurities and you're struggling with mental health issues, and I reckon they probably both had mental health issues. Like 100%. If you are a guy and you've been sexually assaulted by another male,
or
anyone, but another male, like that would
huge.
That would mess you up.
And that did mess him up.
That would mess you up.
Yeah, and
and then obviously she probably has issues as well. I mean, just watching her interview with Piers Morgan, if she is telling the truth, which I've got no idea, by the way. If she's telling the truth, bro, if she's not telling the truth, if she did that interview with Piers Morgan and she really just made all that up, she is psychotic. You can't sit there and make all that up and not have like split personality disorder. Because she genuinely believes, like her doing that interview with Piers Morgan, she genuinely believes that the film is, it could be true on a foundation level, but she's claiming that he's over-exaggerated it for drama. Like, she didn't send 41,000 emails.
Based on the Piers Morgan thing as well, like, and her kind of her answers and her actions, do you reckon she's telling the truth, or do you reckon it's a bit skeptical?
Bro, look, she said a few things in that interview. There's a couple of things, right? There's a couple of things.
I reckon.
There's a couple of things. So the one thing, if I'm looking at it from a logical point of view, what doesn't make sense to me, and this is why I think that she would have to be psychotic, because if you're going on Piers Morgan, which, by the way, this got almost 7 million views, 6.5 million views, right? If you're going and presenting yourself in public and you know that people are going to absolutely do everything in their power to find out the truth, like there are people on the internet who will find out if you did send 41,000 messages, right? There are people who will find those texts, who will find all that evidence, and you're going and you're putting yourself out there. You would want to think that she is telling the truth. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%.
Because if she's lying, then people are going to find out real
She's
quick.
going out of her way to go on this show and be, publicly.
Bro, so logically,
people,
bro, yeah.
There's no reason why she would lie. You know
Bro,
what I mean?
so from a logical point of view, it doesn't make sense that she would be making it up.
Deep down, bro.
But she's sus.
Yeah, deep down, my honest thoughts, like regardless, negative comments or not, I reckon she's a psycho, bro.
Oh no, me too, and that's what I'm saying, because you know where it's going to get interesting though.
Yeah.
She mentions in this clip that she's going to sue. What's the guy's name?
Richard Gard.
Richard and Netflix. And the Daily Mail.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you decide to take legal action for defamation and you go down the legal avenue, good luck when you hit discovery stage, right? Because when you hit that stage of discovery where both parties have all the power to go and dig through years and years of evidence, then all this information is going to come out.
Yeah.
So to me, that's what doesn't make sense. Like if you're going to sue Netflix and this is going to be like a multi-million-dollar lawsuit.
Yeah, 100%.
All this, if she's lying, all this is going to come out. Like they're going to find the 41,000 emails.
But from her saying it and actually doing it, I don't think she'll actually do it, bro.
Well, if she doesn't do it, then she's 100%.
Bro, it'll be one of the biggest lawsuits, of all time. Literally, the fact that she's taking Netflix to court, like one of the biggest corporations in the world, like to be. I don't know, man. But time will tell. We'll see.
The thing is, if she doesn't follow through with the lawsuit, then she's lying and she did it all.
Yeah.
If she follows through, they will find out very quickly in discovery whether or not this is true or not, and because do I think that maybe he exaggerated things for the sake of the TV show? Probably, man. It's drama.
Well, mate, who knows? He
probably.
Or he could have done the actual thing to get her back, like an actual series.
Let's get into what we think. Let's get into that in a second, because I've got a few theories on that as well.
Because, man, like, you don't know with people these days. Like, they can go out of their way to do so much just to get, a specific person back. Like, you just don't know. But anyway.
Well, there's another thing that she said in this interview that didn't make sense to me. So I think she contradicts herself quite a bit, but there's a point where she talks about the fact that she has a photographic memory.
Yeah.
Now, if you've got a photographic memory, you're probably remembering a lot.
The fact that she's admitting that on TV, 100%. National TV.
So she admits that she's got a photographic memory, but then Piers questions her about what grade she got in school and she somehow can't remember, which is weird to me. Like, if you've got a photographic memory, you could probably remember how you scored on a test.
Yeah.
And she couldn't recall. So to me, I think that's a bit sus. But do you have the clip where they talk about that? Yeah.
Degree. So you're obviously very bright. How did you do at school? I've got a photographic memory. I was top of the school, apart from the science.
Which school was that?
Balfour High. I went to the science. Person got the most marks because you can get 99% in the
How many
science
O and
exam.
A levels did you end up with?
I got 6 hires, 2 SYSs, and they were all sort of, most were A band 1s, which was when the A band 1 was top of the thing.
And with your law degree, what grade did you get?
Not bad. I mean, all right.
What was it?
I just did an ordinary degree and then a diploma in legal practice.
Well,
and I did a
what grades did you
politics
get
degree. All right grades. But I went out
what were they?
partying. I didn't do an honours degree, so just bog standard grades.
What degree did you did a law degree or?
I did a law degree with 13 subjects, 13 law subjects, so it wasn't the CPE or anything, which I also have from down here, but it was 13 law subjects.
This is from Aberdeen University.
Yeah.
So what degree did you end up with?
A law degree, and then I did a politics degree after that.
And what grade did you get for
Women's studies. I did substantially better in that because I did more work. I think in our day, when you went to university, you did.
There's a reason.
Bro, I can't remember. Bro, you just said you had a photographic memory.
Yeah, and the excuse was she did 13 subjects. How's she got to remember? Anyway.
I'm pretty sure I remember the grades that I got in particular subjects at university.
Yeah.
And I don't have a photographic memory.
Yeah.
I can remember what I got, and not to the T, because I don't have a photographic memory, but I can remember, did I get 50%, 60% on
100%.
Different subjects, right?
Yeah,
So that is a bit sus. But what I still don't understand, because I'm thinking about it logically, is how can she be doing, if it's true that she's done this, she cannot be taken into court, because in the court procedure everything is going to come out. They have authority to go through everything, and you can't get rid of 41,000 emails unless you're Hillary Clinton, right?
Yeah.
Did you get that? Did you get that joke? You can't do that. All right, so all the evidence has got to be out there, but then vice versa. Imagine if this freaking goes to court and she sues them for defamation and she wins. Imagine that.
Bro. Unreal.
Imagine that. But all right, let's talk about conspiracies behind it as to what we think. What
is the reason?
What do you think is the reason behind it?
Well, I don't know, man. And it was a TikTok I saw as well. It stated, what if Richard Gard went through all this pain and producing to actually win Fiona Harvey back. You know what I mean? Towards the end of the series, the last episode, she was in prison. She got sentenced to prison. Apparently that's wrong as well. She's never been sentenced.
Yeah, she said she's never been to prison.
And Richard Gard was lying down in his bed. It was probably the last episode, in the last 10 minutes, and he was just thinking and listening to all her voicemails. It was everywhere. He'll walk to work, he'll listen to her voicemails. He'll go to the gym, he'll listen to her voicemails. He'll rock up on the train, he'll listen to her voicemails. So he had these headphones plugged in, and he had these voicemails playing of her voice and of what she said to him. So it was bro, if you're doing that, man, you're in love with this girl, man.
You know what that is.
He's locked her up, but then he's listening to her voicemails on his headphones. You know what I mean?
You know what that is, though.
You know what I mean?
There's this thing called Stockholm Syndrome, where it's a psychological condition of a victim who identifies with emphasizing with their abuser. So you keep going back to the person who's abusing you. Now that could be because of the mental trauma that he's been through. If you were sexually assaulted in the past, I can understand why you would have a lot of trauma. And I'm pretty sure I was listening to one of the TikToks. He does admit that he's effed up as a person. Yeah. He's not trying to hide that. He is very open of the fact that he has a lot of mental health issues. But that could be a part of it. He misses the attention. He knows that she's stalking him and that she's, toxic and psychotic, but he's drawn to that.
You usually say it's a fantasy.
It's a fantasy. Yeah, that's crazy. So the other thing that I want to touch on, though, I want to go back to the jail thing, because this is another thing that I watched in Piers Morgan, and it didn't make sense to me, because if she had spent 9 months in prison, 9 months is a long time, bro. There would be evidence of that. So is there evidence of her spending time in prison or not?
Actually,
or did they make that up?
Well, in the actual film, there was of her in the past with another victim. You know what I mean? That she was in prison for 9 months. Like, she did this to another guy.
Yeah, but in real life, did she go to prison?
Well, it's based on a true story. So everything that happened on Netflix is supposed to happen in real life. So I thought that in real life, you know, I think 5 or 6 years ago, she did the exact same thing to another guy and got imprisonment for 9 months. And now she's come out again and found this guy, Richard Gard, and she's done the same thing with him.
But that's what I'm saying though. Like,
I actually don't know.
If it is, and this is where it's going to get really.
Oh, bro.
It's going to get really complicated if it goes to court because there could be aspects of the film that are true, but then aspects that are not true. Like her going to prison for 9 months, did she actually go?
Yeah.
And it's going to be very easy to find out whether she was convicted with anything in the past. If you've got a criminal record, you have it for life. You can't hide that. So
it'll be in the records if that type of.
It will be in the records, right?
Who knows, man? Who knows?
So all this stuff will come out in due time if she decides to go down that legal avenue.
It'll
But
be very interesting.
we'll see. We'll see.
But now, to answer that question, right? What would you do in a situation, right? If a girl like Martha, right, was stalking you, what would you do?
All right, let me answer
Martha was stalking you, what would you do?
All right, shall I answer this in a British accent?
Do whatever you want, mate. Do whatever you want.
Let me be very clear with this, okay? If it was a hot chick stalking me, I'd probably be turned on as well.
Bro, Martha.
I would be so turned on if it was a hot chick stalking me, right? No, but if it was Martha, look, I'm pretty strong and resilient.
Yep.
I don't mean physically strong, I mean like mentally.
Yep.
Would it bother me? Probably not initially. Like, it didn't bother him initially, apparently.
Yeah, it didn't.
So I don't really
They went
care.
along
Like,
with
if there's a chick, and in the past, like, there have been situations where, you know, a girl will, you know, like, be around me a lot, or like message me a lot.
Yeah,
like, it doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
You know, or like continuously, like, you know, even. I'm not gonna. Don't say her name or anything.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember the other week?
Yeah.
Like the chick who's messaging the.
Yep.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So that chick messaged me privately.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not gonna say her name or anything, but it doesn't bother me. I don't
of
think
course.
it's weird if I bumped into someone who I'd seen 100 times in public. I wouldn't think it's weird. To me, it's not weird, right?
Yeah.
But if it was like full on,
Like Martha.
like if she was standing out that window while I'm gymming at 5 a.m, look at that window, bro. Look, oi. Imagine if she was just standing there.
She was sitting at the bus stop outside the house.
If I'm sitting there gymming at 5 a.m and there's a chick,
Bro.
look, it wouldn't scare me, but
Bro.
I don't have the time to be bothered with it.
Yeah. But it'll come to a
No,
point
like, I don't have the time.
I know.
I don't have the time. You know what I mean?
It'll come to a point that you'll literally go on dates with other girls and she'll be there at the restaurant, like sitting there.
Yeah, no. If it's impacting people I love,
But,
if
bro,
I'm dating,
what would you do,
it's
What would you do?
Bro, obviously, I'm very logical. I'd go to the
I know.
police.
Yeah.
Like, would it, if it was a hot chick, you'd turn I would be so turned on. I'm telling you.
Martha.
If it was like a creepy, looking at inside, looking at,
Like he was
standing out my house.
Yeah. Like,
every single day.
Yep.
And I'm dating, I'm going on dates
Bro,
with
100%
a
I
beautiful
agree with you.
girl, and
Yeah.
there's a chick who's the
Like
table
you're driving
beside
it.
us,
Yeah.
driving it. Like, yeah, I would take action to stop it because I don't think
Accordingly.
that's healthy on her end either.
Yeah.
You know?
Like he had a room
I
upstairs.
wouldn't. What's that?
Like he had a room upstairs, right? And double-story house, and he'll literally look out his window, and she was there sitting outside at the bus stop.
Bro, imagine, I'm telling you, like, we can just picture it right now. I've said this 3 times, but think about it. Just be me for a second.
Bro.
You're sitting there, you're doing shoulder press, and you look to the left, and it's a bit dark, because 5 a.m. is a bit dark.
But there's a light there.
And there's a light there, and you just see a freaking
Martha,
fat chick, just, not that matters, but like a chick just standing there.
Yeah, like, but that was Richard Gard's life apparently. Like
Look, but here's the thing,
his
though. Here's
life.
the thing. Like, he definitely was going through things. He was going through mental health issues.
Yeah.
I don't have mental health issues.
But
So if it was impacting my life to the point where I can't do anything and I felt unsafe,
100%.
or my family felt unsafe, or the love of my life felt unsafe,
Yeah.
I would just take logical steps, like go to the police,
And that's what he did.
get a restraining order. But I don't think it would ever get to that point.
Yeah, exactly.
But because
You're not dumb.
I'm not dumb.
Yeah, like this guy, Richard Gard. And you're not like mentally effed up. But in saying that,
But okay, what would you do, Bob? What would you do?
yeah, I know. But what would I do? But
Because you got a missus. You got a missus.
But just to answer your question, like he went to the cops when his transgender girl felt that she was, unsafe. But even that, he didn't really go to the cops with full evidence. It was a bit iffy
so
on
he
it.
didn't go to the cops.
He did. He went to the cops and told them, look at these emails. But he was showing them emails of just normals. Like, it wasn't...
But he only went because that chick was pushing him to go.
Yeah, the transgender one, yeah.
See, that's the thing with
what I mean.
guys. That's the thing with guys. And we'll talk about if the roles were reversed. But we don't make deals out of this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, we don't make a big deal out of this. Like, if the roles were reversed,
Yeah.
of course a chick would think that the guy is like, you know, stalking her and she'd go to the
100%.
police and this, that, and she'd probably move countries, etc. Like, for us, we wouldn't... Like, yeah, it's weird, but I am like, I can hold my own.
Yeah, of course.
Like, I'm not really... You know, but then obviously now you're saying that this Richard guy, what's his name? Richard?
Richard Guard, yeah.
He's the chick that he was seeing at the time, the transgender chick, was encouraging him to go to the
like, I'm
police.
scared of Martha, go to the police.
And that's why he went to the police.
Yeah, and then so he went. So the first time,
probably the same
the
here.
first time he went,
Yeah.
nothing happened because he showed them this guy emails of the cop, and the guy was like, bro, there's nothing here. Give me evidence and all that. He went the second time and said her actual name, Martha something. Martha, I think in the movie Martha something. I don't know what her surname was. Then he just looked at her. He looked at him and was like he got all shaky and stuff because like he knew what she'd done like also years ago, and she was in prison for.
The police got
So
shaky.
the police guy knew who she was, but he didn't know her name. So once Richard Gard said her name at the police station, then he was like, okay, come with me. He went to the back and he spoke to a detective. And they're like, all right, so this girl, Martha, she's had a criminal record and she's had a past with another guy that she did the same thing with you. So what we need from you is full evidence of all emails and all that. And he still, he didn't come up with evidence. He didn't really do the whole thing until his girlfriend at the time pushed him even further to do it. So once he did that, then she went to court and all that.
Yeah.
But he's saying he held back a bit at the time and he was a bit shaky from it.
Yeah.
And it was funny because Martha apparently recorded everything he said, all the conversations he said. So there was one time, right, that she wasn't allowed to be in a radius of 20 meters from him. Like he got a
restraining order.
A slight restraining order. And what she did to get him back, I don't know how she found this, but she found his parents' number, his parents' phone number, and she called his parents and was saying all these threats to his parents, and his dad at the time was working in some law firm or something, and she phoned up the law firm and spoke to all the colleagues and said, Richard's dad sexually assaulted me, he did this, he did that. So the girls thought that Richard's dad was some creep. So she tried to affect Richard's life in a way that wasn't around him, but that affected his parents because he got a restraining order. So what then he did is he went and approached her at her house when he shouldn't be there, and then he said something like, send me an email tonight of what you will do to me, trying to lure her in. Send me an email of what you would do to me because I want to hang up your curtains, I want to do this to you, I want to do that to you. So then that made us in an email. So then he went to the cops the next day with that email, shows evidence. But then what Martha did is she had a microphone device on her and she recorded him say that. So he stuffed up because he shouldn't even be around her, let alone try and proceed with what's happening, because he made her send an email saying all this weird shit, you know what I mean? So they can go to the cops and prosecute her, you know what I mean? But so
yeah,
she's really stuffed up.
His evidence to the police gets diminished greatly if he's the one who actually, if she's got proof that he was the one who confronted her.
Right, 100%.
Then his story just breaks down completely.
Yep.
It's not, what's the word? It's not as trustworthy.
Because he's gone out of his way when he shouldn't even be in a radius. You know what I mean?
So she's making him seem like he's the one who actually is trying to be around her.
Yeah, so that's what the cops are we're done here. You stuffed up. We're ending this court case. Yeah. And then after that, things just proceeded after that. Then he literally took further legal actions, and then they ended up in court, and then Martha got a sentence to jail. But she even reckons that's false. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I want to play the clip. Let me play the clip of where Piers Morgan asks her if she's been convicted. I've just got to find it.
So while you find that, I'm going to answer your question. What I'll do?
Yeah. What would you do?
You said it to a T. I wouldn't be dumb enough to make a girl know my email, know where I live and all that. He was dumb enough to allow her to obviously get all the information from him. You know what I mean?
No, but hold on. But if it's innocent at the start, let's say, you've got a girlfriend though, so you're probably not giving girls your email. Nobody's giving emails these days. Yeah, you're probably not giving a girl your number if you've got a girlfriend. Yeah. But let's say you're single.
You're single.
Let's say you're single. Like, yeah, you're just talking to a chick. Like, it's harmless. Like, why wouldn't you give a girl your number?
I wouldn't give Martha anything.
Oh, you wouldn't give like? Oh, okay.
We're talking about Martha.
Yeah, I
here.
keep thinking like a hot chick. Okay,
So I'm not-
Martha.
And I'm not that easy. Like, I'm not gonna give a random girl, even if like hot or not, fat or not. Like, I'm not gonna give her my number. Like, I don't know her. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's just like they have to do something to catch my eye. But in saying that, Martha, like, I wouldn't be dumb enough to get a girl like this to, you know, find out my email, my address, my phone number. All right, I might feel bad for her. I'll give her a drink in the house with my bartender. You know what I mean? That's fine. You know what I mean? Because I'm a nice, caring person. But apart from that, that's it. That's all she's getting. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's just funny.
So what would you do though? So let's say you don't give her
Anything,
but
still...
she somehow finds out where you live. She
Well,
somehow finds out your Facebook.
Yeah, well, the only thing you can do is go to the cops. That's literally the only thing. You can't really...
How long would you wait before you go to the cops?
Oh, you can't take... Oh, how much... Well, depending, like it got to a point that she literally was calling his parents. So, like, obviously before that ever happens, like...
So what would it take for you to go to the cops?
Like, if she rocked up to my house straight away, you know what I mean? Like, the fact that I don't know, she just rocks up to my house and I see her outside. That's done. See you later, man. Like, you're on the chopping block, bro.
Right.
I would take
Every
actions.
time.
I would take legal actions myself, but I can't do it. Well, what am I gonna do, bro? Kill her? You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, as in you take action.
yeah, but like I can't do that. I'll just go to the cops, and if the cops don't do anything, then I'll escalate things on my own. You know what I mean? That's it.
So I take her out.
No, I want to take her out
Put,
myself.
put a
but-
bounty on her.
Yeah, like
Put a bounty on her, $5,000.
Yeah,
Whoever
lock
takes
her
her
up.
out.
Yeah, literally.
Nah, yeah. I mean, the only thing you can do is go to the police. But I mean, this is where it gets interesting because I don't even think police take things seriously.
That's what I mean. So like, if
They don't care, bro. And even if it was a chick, I don't think they take things seriously. Like, you know
Exactly.
how many situations we've heard of where a female will go report stalking or go report a sexual assault and the
like
police
a
don't
message.
do crap.
Yeah,
They're
I
like,
know.
where's the evidence?
Yeah, I know.
And we're like, what? So she's got to get sexually assaulted before you actually protect her? They don't do anything.
Yeah.
I remember ages ago, this would have been years ago, there was a chick, I was working at 7-Eleven, and there was a chick who came into 7-Eleven, and it was a similar situation where she was trying to get away from a guy who she thought was going to hurt her.
Okay.
And so I let her stay at the 7-Eleven until the police came. We called the police rocked up. The police said, unless he's done something, we can't do anything.
Yeah, she can't have thoughts of him doing it unless, yeah.
We can't do anything.
Yeah.
And so this chick had to just go back to where, you know, like go back
guy.
into the well with the guy.
Yeah, I know.
And I was thinking that night, I was like, so you're telling me you have to wait for something to happen to her before you can actually do anything?
So like, you're trying to say he's got to physically punch her in front of the cops for them to do something.
Or assault her.
Yeah.
And she's got to go to the cops with evidence
After.
of bruises for you to do something.
Yeah, I know.
It's kind of disgusting to me. So from that point of view, like going to the cops, like imagine if we went to the freaking cops, bro, as guys, and we're like, hey,
This girl's harassing me.
this chick is following me.
They'll
They
probably
would
just-
laugh at us,
they'll probably
bro.
just suck it up, bro. Like,
Bro, they wouldn't do anything.
That's what I mean. If tables were reversed, even in this specific Netflix series, if she was a victim and she came out, Miss Martha the girl, and tables were reversed, she was a bartender and this guy came in and she gave her a drink on the house. You know what I mean? And he was sending her emails and all that.
Yeah, it was like
The other way
spamming
around.
her like thousands of emails.
Do you reckon
texts.
do you reckon this guy will be on Piers Morgan?
I reckon this guy would have been found and like someone would have taken him out.
Yeah,
Someone would have done something to him.
just-
If the roles were reversed and it was a chick,
Yeah, I know.
and even if the chick was like medium ugly, if it was a chick and the guy is the one who is harassing her, doing all this like crazy stuff. Like I'm not talking about like your mild, like yeah, you know each other because of common ground, because of proximity. I'm talking about like thousands of
Yeah,
emails,
I know.
text messages, stalking outside of your house, that crap. The internet would have found him and would have probably
Oh, he'll be locked
taken
up.
him out. He'd
locked
be
up.
done.
He'll be locked up or he'll be dead.
He'd be done.
Yeah, no, that's just the difference of society at the moment, but
So for sure, if the roles were reversed, it'd be very different.
yeah.
Let me find this clip. Oh, let's. Oh, that was the. What's this one? Let me just see this one.
But I'm curious, why would there even be a possibility of him having that number of voice messages from him?
This is crazy. What's to make this up? I mean, I've not phoned the guy. I don't have his number.
You're not sure that he hasn't got those?
Okay, well, let's start this again because she says that she's never phoned him. She doesn't have his number.
I'll play it. It's loud on mine.
I've not contacted
But I'm curious why.
Whether they're on a phone, tablet, whatever they're on. I've not coincided.
But I'm
with
curious,
him.
why would there even be a possibility of him having that number of voice messages from you?
Because he's crazy. He wants to make this up. I mean, I've not phoned the guy. I don't have his number.
Yeah, but you're not sure that he hasn't got those.
I think the only explanation for having a voicemail from me would be taping me in the Holy Arms. That's the only place we've
Or
ever
that you've
met.
left messages on his phone.
That's the other explanation, which just didn't happen.
You can't be sure.
I can be sure because I didn't have his number.
Right, but you just said you weren't sure if these were your voice messages.
Yeah, what I mean is somebody could be taping me. You know, somebody could have taped me in the Holy Arms.
Right, but-
on a dictaphone or something
But if
like that.
here's my point to you, is
Yeah.
that these are easily provable things.
Yeah,
He's either got them or he hasn't.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, we'll
And the
be
emails-
asking for disclosure of that. But
And the emails, obviously, there'll be an IP address, and that if
Yeah,
that,
I
that
mean-
leads to you,
yeah, I mean, my point is, though, even if that were true, I didn't lunge at him across the bar. I didn't sexually assault him in a canal. I didn't go to jail.
I understand.
So,
but here's my point to you.
yeah.
Here's my point to you, Fiona.
We'll see what
No,
happens.
but I here's the thing though. So the Holy Arms, by the way, must be the pub. I just googled it.
Yeah.
The actual pub where he was working as a bartender.
Yeah.
So can these two things be true? Can it be true that she is a psycho and she did stalk him, send him messages, voicemails, etc.? That can be true, but can it also be true that the Netflix series dramatically exaggerated everything?
Yeah, of course.
That can also be true.
There's-
and we're
there's-
going to find out, like, if... Here's the thing. She has said publicly that she's going to sue for defamation.
Yep.
If she goes through and sues for defamation, 80% chance that she is not an idiot and that this will all come out and that she actually didn't do half of the things that they're claiming that she did.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, when this goes to discovery, everything is going to come out. Okay? If she drops the lawsuit, then she 100% did it all.
Yeah.
And we'll find out very shortly. She also said
We'll
on Piers
find out.
Morgan that she would take a lie detector test.
Yep. Oh, bro,
So
I'll be
everyone
unreal.
would say that, yeah, I'll take it, but whether they actually take it or not, different
We'll
story.
see what happens, bro. Time will tell. But yeah, man. Baby Reindeer. You gonna watch it or?
Mate, I don't really watch Netflix. I don't watch anything.
Yeah, I know.
So
I don't
look,
blame you.
I watched the hour with Piers Morgan. I'm not really. I know the story.
Yeah, like the baseline
So
about it.
I don't really. I mean, if I was to watch it, it'd be purely for entertainment because
Yeah.
I pretty much know everything
Yeah.
about it now that I've looked into it.
Yeah.
But I don't have Netflix.
But
I
it's just a
don't.
very, very weird series, bro.
It
Not
sounds.
series, it's just a very weird.
It's
show.
interesting to be honest.
Yeah.
I find it really fascinating.
Oh, that's what people liked, and it was based on a true story. So
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, people like the murder stuff, serial killers.
Yeah.
Like all that stuff goes off.
Yeah.
The serial stalkers, that stuff. Like people get intrigued by it.
Yeah.
But on a deeper level, it's pretty full on.
yeah,
But also, it's quite crazy that this guy, like, what if this guy's a narcissist as well?
well, that's what she said on the
What
Piers
if he
Morgan.
is though? So what if he, like, because if you think about it,
But how did they let him? How did they let him put this on Netflix as well? Like, I don't get the whole process of it. Like, do you need money to be able to put a series or an episode or a movie on Netflix? Like,
yeah, of course you need a lot of money, but he probably like crowdfunded it or something. I mean, if you find the funds, he's got an idea.
Like, I reckon Netflix is behind it as well a bit because that would have put a little twist to it, 100%.
Yeah,
but yeah,
no,
it's
Netflix would have had to research this. Netflix would be stupid
to put
to
something.
not
on
have
it.
a legal team to check everything first.
Yeah, that's what I mean,
And that's
yeah.
what I don't understand as well, because she's going to take him to court for defamation. But do we think Netflix is that stupid to not have really like thoroughly checked everything?
She's got no chance. I know.
So we'll see. But also, could this guy? I mean, we know he's got mental health issues. Could he also be a narcissist? I mean, he was a failed comedian. He tried. He clearly wanted attention.
Yeah.
Like it says that he clearly wanted attention. He wanted to make it. And now all of a sudden you've got a story that can give you that attention. And now he's everywhere.
Yeah.
Think about it. He's everywhere. He's on TikTok, Instagram. People are empathizing with him.
'Cause even in the
So
the
maybe
film as well,
maybe he got what he wanted.
'cause even in the film as well, like I think it was one of his last comedy shows that he did. He started off with his actual jokes and script. They laughed for a couple of jokes, and like the last couple, they just looked at him, right? And then he just
No, I've seen one of his.
he broke down.
I've seen.
And then he broke down. And then he said about his experience how he got raped. There's this girl called Martha that's following him and all that. So he literally opened up on the comedy show on the stage about his life, and then someone recorded it and posted on YouTube, and then he got famous from it.
See that? Well, that's what I mean, though.
That was in like the last 2 episodes
Yeah.
of the thing. Like
Yeah.
so, it was supposed to be a comedy show, but then he was opening up about his whole life and all that. And people found that intriguing, and then someone posted on YouTube, and he got like over 10 million views or whatnot. And then was famous, was popular. Everyone wanted him on shows and all that.
Well,
And that kind of took him off storm. And maybe that's why he created the Netflix as well, just to talk about his life. But yeah.
well, that's what I mean, though. I think that he really wanted attention. But I watched a clip. I was on TikTok and I was going through clips, and one of his stand-up shows came up, and yeah, the guy's not funny.
Yeah,
at all.
he's not.
Like he
looks sick, man.
bro. He's not funny
Yeah.
at all. So it makes sense. Like if you think about it, if you're in the creative space and you're in the entertainment sector and you're trying to make it, a lot of people will do anything to try and make it.
Yeah.
Anything. Even in Hollywood, we talk about women who like will do anything to get at the top.
Yeah.
Like anything. So maybe with this guy, I mean, I believe that he's mentally effed up, 100%. Do I believe that she's a psycho? 100%.
Most likely, yeah.
So
like
to me, it
goes
you
both
know
ways.
what I told you the other day, though?
It goes both ways.
When you were telling me about this story? What if they're actually conspiring with each other? As in, he loves her, she knows it, and she loves him, and they kind of put all this together to just get rich and famous off of it.
And she has evidence that she didn't say anything, but he made out like she did, so she takes him to court.
They sue Netflix, so they don't sue him. They sue Netflix.
She wins the trial.
They sue Netflix. They win millions of dollars,
And they ride off in the sunset.
Exactly, bro. Perfect love story. Perfect love story.
Yeah, anyway.
Anyway, do you have any final thoughts on what's it called, Baby Reindeer?
That's pretty much it, man. That's our final thought. If they ride off in the sunset, maybe that's what it's all about, man. We'll
Maybe.
see. You don't know. Time will tell.
Time will tell.
We'll
yeah.
see what happens.
We'll see what happens with the legal proceedings.
But yeah, that's
Yeah,
it. Time will
cool,
tell.
man. All right, well, that's another episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We don't actually tell you guys to subscribe to the channel, but we're almost at, how many subs are we at right now?
Almost 400, I think.
Almost 400. We're at 368, which is crazy. Let's try and get to 400. So if you watch our channel on a regular basis, just hit the subscribe button, help us get to 400. We have a lot of big plans for the brand, but even just for Tycho Talks as well. I mean, we want to get a warehouse. We want a proper studio. Like we talk about it. I mean,
Yeah.
I talk about it a lot.
100%.
Where we actually want a proper studio and for it to be legitimate in terms of production. So definitely help us out. But yeah, another episode done. See you guys next week.